Set.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with my boys, PD and Cal. Say what's rocking, gents.
What's going on?
Hey, ready to rock.
Hey, we're talking about the biggest hit Netflix has had in a while, Carry On. Yes, this is the show that has the movie that had Jason Bateman here as the bad guy. All I can say is that wow, when people watched it, it just went shot to number one. So here we got someone who wants to debunk it itself, our man PD. So let's get into it and start our saber rattlings right now.
Let's look at it. Let's look at it right now. Let's look at the trailer and then we can torch it.
I love Christmas.
The Christmas movie number one.
Working Christmas Eve.
This is the Die Hard film.
It's the most wonderful. Good morning, Ken. Good morning, day shift TSO. You've all been chosen to spend your Christmas Eve here with 200,000 impatient travelers.
Is this because I'm Muslim? Is this because I'm black?
Is this because I'm white?
Airports turn people into such dickheads.
Excuse me. This isn't mine.
All right.
Ethan, today is a day that you're going to remember for a very long time, and if you handle it right, you're going to have a chance to forget it. Just relax, okay? An associate of mine is going to step into your line, and you are going to make sure that his bag clears the machine.
Listen, I work for the Department of Homeland Security.
That's like the janitor at NASA calling himself an astronaut. Let's cancel the text, or we execute your girlfriend. Attaboy. You're a low-level TSO. You're going nowhere. I'm telling you how this goes. One bag for one life.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the guy you listen to. Ethan, are you listening?
We have a 911 call placed from inside LAX.
You killed him. I gave you some pretty simple rules. You got cute. I say you killed him. You, I see, like to improvise. Sit right back down. You leave that post, there's going to be consequences. Where did we go?
I don't care what you do to me.
Who said anything about you? You got 10 minutes before everybody in this airport dies.
You think you can take control, huh?
You're pathetic and you're asleep.
I guess I woke up.
So you want to go first?
No, I'll let you go first because since you want to debunk how good this show is. By the way, it's the number one global show in the world for Netflix right now. Number one global movie, excuse me. It's been on the top the list for 3 weeks.
So you don't want to go first, but you're going first.
I'm not going first. Hey, are you on the side of truth and justice?
You said you didn't want to go first. You said you didn't want to go first, and you're doing all this disclaimer.
I'm not going first. I'm just giving some background. There's a difference, okay?
Here, look at this. First off, the trailer says a happy-go-lucky guy, right? And then the asshole terrorist, right? That's not the movie. The movie is...
You got that right.
Huh?
I said, you got that right. Happy-go-lucky my foot.
So in actuality, he's just a loser. He's a double loser with a hot girlfriend. And that's what they're playing off of this movie. So then in this portion, if you get a fake text, right? You get a fake text and telling you to put something in your ear. You say no. You delete the text. You throw the earpiece on. You don't know where that earpiece on. What part of America do you put the earpiece on? What part of it do you read the text?
First of all, you think it's just one of your friends playing a joke on you or whatever?
My friend, I know the numbers. I know everyone's name in there. Mars says, "Oh, put this in your ear." Maybe I would do it, but it's not you.
No. If Mars said put it in your ear, definitely don't put it in your ear.
Dude, this is something a movie technique called suspension of disbelief.
They are pushing it to the limit. I can't suspend disbelief.
the way we suspend
you ask them. This is the rule. You ask them to suspend disbelief. You don't ask them to believe in magic shoes at the same time. You can't.
What do you mean? We do magic shoes all the
thing that
time.
happens in here. First, he puts the thing in his ear. They're telling him every time he's texting. He's like this. He goes so they can see it. Hey, look what he's doing. He's texting 911. Oh, look,
as the
texting
audience
on his
can
phone,
see that.
like Knight Rider. He's like Knight Rider, texting on his watch. Kit, come, stop the shooter.
First he tried texting on his phone. He got busted. Then he's
invisible. Couldn't. How dumb is he? Can't realize that the camera's right back there.
He didn't know.
I don't know how they know everything about me. How they know after the phone thing? Put the thing here. Then he's talking.
First of all, he was not supposed to be the guy who was there. It was supposed to be his friend, and his friend let him go there. Eventually, he gets his friend bumped.
Fired. He gets his friend fired. This is the other problem with the series.
Because he tries to save his friend because they caught the friend's family and they had a hostage, and so he's like, I have to save him. Let me make sure get him totally out of this, and then get him fired.
He can't. Look at this. Look at this. How many people had to die for his girlfriend? How many people in your... The thing is this. We can't keep telling people to kill everybody for your girlfriend. Oh, no, she's a pregnant girlfriend, so it's a little different. So let a whole plane of people die to save your girlfriend. This is what movies are doing.
Well, what's the difference? If she's your girlfriend, we got to be more discerning. But if she's pregnant, well then, hey, but everybody else is your goose is cooked.
So I think you misunderstand it.
The traditional heroes saved the girlfriend. Everybody else, they never conformed to what the villain wanted them to do. They were smarter. They kept a step ahead. They were like, I'm not going to come over and sacrifice one life for another. The willful taking of human life is unacceptable. That's what the hero is supposed to say. And what we're getting over here is like, hey, man, this is not Carry On. You change the title. Save the girlfriend. Do what you got to do.
Okay, so I think clearly this is something that happens all the time in movies. One of the movies you can definitely see is Die Hard 2, right? Which just kind of takes like some very strong...
What is John McClane? What is John McClane?
He's a hero. And
he's a cop.
He's a cop.
But he's out of his jurisdiction. He just can't do whatever he wants. Just like
Did you watch the first Die Hard at the end?
I watched the first one.
There were consequences for the stuff he did, even though he saved pretty much almost all the hostages. But you can't say, all right, I'm going to kill this one hostage. I'm going to give you back everything that you want, the detonators and all that stuff. That's what they were asking him for. Life above the entire building.
In Die Hard 2, they tell them, do not interfere at all with what we're doing, or we're going to destroy it. There will be consequences, And so they still try and do different things to stop. And because of that, there are consequences. People end up dying. Innocent people start ending up dying because of when they try to stop them. So this is a particular...
The red tape goes through the cop thing. So it's like the same time they say we reprimanded him for this, that, but overall you saved the day. He is not a cop. He is a TSA agent, right? And he's not even on the line. He didn't even qualify. He failed the cop test and he failed to get on that line. He had to beg to get to that line. Had to beg. And they said, you know what? I'm not even going that far. But the thing is, you don't get to punch a cop in the face. He punched a cop in the face. He lost the guy's job. He doesn't tell anyone. Look at this. As soon as it happens, you don't want to put this thing on a plane. And his plan to tag it so he can catch it later, he doesn't know he's going to get on the plane. Oh, let that plane go. Punch a black girl in the face. Wow. She's on this plane. Like, you don't get to do all that stuff. When they're tying him down, the black girl's like, let him go. Let him go. He's one of them. Like, no, you don't get to do that. You involve.
Of course you do. And I say you can use Die Hard as definitely one of the.
He's a cop.
Whereas it doesn't matter if he's a cop.
Yes, it does.
The man rises to the occasion, and you said,
haven't we as a society for like the last 20 years say yes, as a cop it does matter that you're not supposed to be doing this stuff, but in this movie it's okay because his girlfriend's pregnant?
Look, and that's the bigger thing. Is saying, hey, no matter what happens, he does all this stuff, and he gets a job with the police after that. somehow worked it into becoming a policeman. This is pushing the suspension of disbelief for the ordinary man. And they have movies where ordinary guys save the day, but they don't push the limit where they say, I'm gonna lose. Guy loses his job. His best friend loses his job to save his girlfriend. Killed. His boss gets killed. In this thing. Then they had the whole. He's not smart enough to turn to the gay dude and say, look, if you got take those earpieces out, we're not talking to him right now. We got the luggage. Let's get out of here. We got it. If he can start it again, I know how to. He just shut it off. That's the whole point of the end of the movie. He knows how to shut it off now. Why does he have to go back to him? The movie's over. Nope. The boss gets killed. He's running around punching out cops. As exciting as it can be, and as likable as this guy supposedly is, the story pushed the boundary, and he's talking on the line. Who gets to talk to their friends as a TSA agent? Yeah, so I went to the movies the other day. You got to move that bag over the other way. They would get him out the line. What is he doing talking over there? The guy's looking at him all the time. Was it Hank from Breaking Bad? He's looking at him all the time. He see him talking. He's talking the entire time to the guy.
And look, I gotta say that I totally disagree with you. I think the movie, first of all, was enjoyable. I think that some of the options that you do, of course, that is not realistic. But again, the suspension of disbelief in order for the story to continue. This is something that you see in many other stories. I just choose Die Hard because I think that was the most direct parallel to this particular movie.
I'm gonna think it's Die Hard.
Cal? Did you enjoy this movie? Yes or no?
No.
What?
Oh, I heard such one. This
you thought you had a friend.
Netflix does this very smart thing, which I've said before, where they have their top 10 list, top 10 movies, top 10 shows that people are watching. So, and then it starts off with Andy Williams music, the Christmas music. That's one of my favorite Christmas songs. It's the most wonderful time. I'm like, all right. So I'm invigorated. I'm like, all right, let me see how this goes. This looks like it's going to be like a, good old meat and potatoes type of movie. Let me go watch the whole thing. And what Petey says is right. It's like this dude was doing stuff that was just out of pocket. But the thing that got me was that people can die as long as he saves his girlfriend. I was like, that's not cool, man. That's not cool.
She is hot, but at the same time, you can't turn to the police say, well, they're going to kill the girlfriend. Well, we can see. Let's get past the red king. The judge is all right. They put a hugger. Yeah, pound it out.
What's the judge going to say? Hey, I'm sorry about these people, but look at this hotness here. We can't let this go, right? We got to save this hotness.
My plan to get the bag didn't work out. Sorry, you go. Sorry.
This doesn't happen to a guy like me all the time. Come on.
I'm not even. I don't get to check the baggage. I got to send the people to the right lines. I don't get to use the X-ray machine. I'll never get another girl like this. Come on, y'all. Don't put me in jail. Probation, please.
Well, he followed the girl all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast, right? So he can be with her, right?
And she had
That's not
job.
the point. The point is not the amount of love that he has for his girlfriend. Okay? The point is that you cannot love your girlfriend to the exclusivity of other human life. Okay?
Again,
that is the point.
Often in shows, from Mission Impossible to
Mission agents.
But you're thinking that you have to be an official agent as a cop or a CIA before you can do that. Yeah, and he's a TSA guy who's a lowly guy. The whole point that this is somebody that Jason Bateman.
He doesn't have that type of authority. One, and then two, if we're going to use the whole, the John McClane films, Bruce Willis, part of the thing was like this guy was supposed to be like this hot. I mean, we've already had that trophy where you have the hot dog, the hot dog cop, who doesn't want a partner, is able to do all this stuff on his own, and then it's supposed to be plausible because he's a cop. Right. Okay, he's a cop. So, this guy's going to, one, we can suspend disbelief in terms of the physicality, okay, of the situation that this guy's a cop, so he should have some physical being about himself. And then two, that he also really believes in being a cop, that he's going to protect and serve. This guy is not that. He's not a cop. He's in either one, and I'll say movie cop. He is not that in either one of the two dimensions that would make, a movie cop at the end of the day. And he just doesn't have that authority to do most of the stuff which he's doing.
Well, I mean, you don't have to have the authority. Think about it like this: is that this is a guy who knows the airport. He knows how to get along, and he knows what to do. Right at the very end, yes, he's been given more authority than normal is, but because he's been the main character in this thing, the cop defers to him. So look, I think it's straight up.
Because he was stupid. This dude got a
Action.
text and decided to respond to it. Most guys would be like, "Oh, this is some dude probably trying to catfish me and sell me porn." They would have never responded to it at the end of the day. That would be one.
And then there would be no movie, so there has
you
to
would
be
have
a
just
movie.
deleted it. Hey, then I guess there's no movie because your premise isn't very good to start the movie.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, you want to sell your house? It's like every other day. I'm going to answer that. Come on, man. Put the earpiece in now. Delete. Block.
Hello, is this Andy's phone? I'm looking for Andy. Like, who? I'm like, no, just delete. You know this person. You know what these people are up to. Oh, it's not Andy? Well, hey, I got something. Put this in your ear. You put it in your ear. Or put it in your ass. I'm not doing this. Forget about it. I need this job. My wife is pregnant.
Well, the other
thing. Okay. We'll get on
3 times. And then
what about Jason Bateman? What do you guys think about him?
I mean, I've seen him do better. The thing is, he was what he's supposed to. He was okay as a villain. They tried to have scenes where they were able to interact and fight and all that other stupid stuff, but they pushed the boundaries of it. And the fact that what he did in the beginning is like, all right, he comes in there, he takes out the Russian guy to get the stuff that easily. Come on, man, put something to it.
Well, man, I think clearly it's a night and day thing between those who.
What did you like about it? You don't say Die Hard. I like that Die Hard can do it.
No, I'm just saying I like Taron. I like the actor. What's his name? Taron.
Eggsy. Let's say Eggsy from Kingsman.
Yeah, from Kingsman, right? So I mean, he does a good job. He comes over here to the States. I like the premise, and yes, the question: do you sacrifice your girl and your pregnant baby versus everyone else? They would have killed her right away. So his whole thing was like, delay as long as possible.
They would have never killed her. He hadn't put the thing in his ear. They would have been stuck.
He didn't know what to do, so he did it. Okay, so the action is that he put it in the air. So now she's been caught out. So what are you gonna do now?
Like, don't stop being curious. They're just trying to sell you porn. That's all it was. If you had just taken that thing, which the majority of guys would have been like, nah, I'm not answering this text. Okay, they're just trying to catfish me for some OnlyFans nonsense. No, thank you.
And if that's the case, the black dude would definitely not have put the earpiece in. Definitely not would have looked at the text message. None of that. He'd be like, what the hell? Look, I don't know what this is. You saying he would? Come on. Some strange...
I'm just saying, hey, someone gives you this and you're like, yo, what the hell is this? Oh, what the hell? But hey, we have to agree.
It's not mine. He immediately put it into the Lost and Found. Immediately. They'd have to send another person. Here's a third person. Lost and Found. Lost and Found. He said, well, we got to tell him that his family. Put a sign up. He said, your family, someone's looking for somebody's family. Like, no. The signs go, departing is over there. Departing is way over there.
Are nuts. So overall, we want to say this movie is one of the top movies of Netflix so far, and we think that it's going to be continue to do well. If you have any, if you liked this, please comment below and say what you liked about it.
Taron Egerton has now got his new career. He is going to make it again. He was the person they obviously wanted to make into something, and he was doing well in the Kingsman movies and some other stuff. But it went left at some point, and now he's on Netflix. He's doing well. He's back where they want him. When we should be finding out what's the next film with Sofia Carson. That's who we want to find out about.
It's kind of funny.
If you're going to allow everyone to die, you're going to allow a toxic thing to destroy everyone on the plane, including obviously, was it Congresswoman or whatnot, then we need to know what you're fighting for. But the judges will not see that. The judge, as you're sitting in front of the judge, you don't have any police connections. You don't have, that's what Reggie Vell is in. That's why you didn't use the first movie. In the first movie, you got Reggie Vell. They say the cops are there. A lot of people are there for you. Even though, what's the name, when the guy is explaining to him all the stuff he did wrong, then a terrorist comes out with a gun and then the cop shoots them. So they're like, the threat was real. So they see that, and that's when they're like, oh no, you saved us. You saved us. They push them through. Like, we're not going through the red tape. Just come in. We just need a statement and move on. That's a cop to cop. It's like, all right, we know some things were going wrong. We know you're not going to explain that you threw a dead body on Reggie Bell's car, but we're going to let it go. That's what this all set up in the writing. The what's the name? Die Hard. The first one is tight as a drum. The storytelling. Die Hard 2 is a little more fantastic, but it's still fun. And the thing is, they try to make him as human as possible. He comes out of it, he's a bloody mess. And when his wife sees him, he's like, you made it, but are you actually alive? His feet are messed up. Don't you fall asleep or whatever you're reading. You're reading or you're falling asleep. But at the same time, they explain that everything's set up in the movie. Everything is set up. So, less so, but then you're pushing.
Well, isn't that every movie set up, Petey? Every single movie set up. So what
no,
are you talking about?
Everything and storytelling wise as a drum.
Every single thing about a particular show.
When you watch the other shows,
they're doing the exact same thing. It's just that you decide this is
not in a good way.
Fantastic.
Not a good way. The only thing I'm iffy on in the first Die Hard is when he says the thing in whatever the language, and then Hans has to say it again. Shoot the glass, like he wouldn't understand. That's the only thing I can say. I can say that he would understand what he's saying. But it's for us to hear him say, "Shoot the glass." So the thing is, even with when John Amos' character comes in there and he's trying to say to Bruce Willis that it's kind of off script and all that stuff. Turns out to be like he's a villain in the story. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the second one. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the first one. So in the third one, but then even in the third one, those things are played for laughs. When he's like, John, is it McClane? Are you trying to hit people? No, I'm not. Maybe that mine. It's just a small kid.
You tell me not to use it, but yet you can use Die Hard. So I don't understand the rules here,
no,
right?
I'm not. I'm saying he's a cop. He's a cop.
Again, I don't think the point is that he's in a situation where it could have been
not a cop.
It could have been a situation where you have people.
No, they don't deputize. They don't post deputize.
Can I respond? You just went through a whole soliloquy. Right, you got to even give me a chance. You mentioned my whole Die Hard thing.
You go.
Look, I'm not even going to respond to the madness that I just heard because you guys are being haters about the movie. And Cal, I'm ashamed of you because here was a case of someone being a Superman willing to help all those around.
Wow.
What are you talking about? No, he wasn't Superman. He was Henry Cavill. He was Henry Cavill's Superman, where everybody else could die as long as Lois Lane was okay.
He was trying to help. His girl was in immediate danger. They literally had a guy come after her right away.
What you're telling me is that the people closest to you who are immediately in danger, or rather, your immediate family is going to be more important than any number of people who could possibly die. You're not going to do anything to help these people. I'm saying
they were hours away. While his girl was going to die, and he was going to figure it out, and that's exactly what he did successfully. A hero, and that's why we're going to see another Carry On movie. You'll see it again on your Netflix television.
We will see another Carry On movie because people are not very discerning, such as yourself.
The hard part of the message in the movie is the part of saying, if you put that thing you put the toxic luggage on the plane, then it's okay for you. It's okay to kill those people you're putting it in, you're allowing them to put it in your hands to kill all these people. And at the same time, it's still not your choice that they're saying they're going to kill your girlfriend. It's not their choice. It's not his choice. It's them doing it. They're putting him in an impossible situation, right? So that's the thing. And the problem with it is to keep it going, he has to put his phone up to the camera. You see, I'm doing this text, right? I'm doing this. He put his watch to the camera. See this text over here? Here, see my phone? Like, come on, man. They have to be seeing him some way.
All right, dude, bro. I don't think that's a big deal. I think that's something we can go over. So, hey, let's wrap it up. We're going to say, those of you who think this movie was a really good movie, please comment below, give thumbs up, and thumbs down to those who clearly can't see who an American hero is. Spin rack?
No. We are not going to end like that. Okay, we will not end like that. Hey, if you enjoyed it, great. If you had some criticisms about it, like myself and Petey did, we understand. But hey, no hate to anybody who enjoyed it. Okay, and we're not going to throw any shade to anybody who didn't enjoy it either, because they tended to be a little bit more discerning. That's it. See, easy peasy.
Well, I wish you would have told that to Petey, who clearly was just trying to cut this up.
No,
So
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to get at. I wouldn't have started it.
I'm not asking you to send hate mail to these guys.
I'm not sending hate mail.
Show people that this movie was a good movie. Carry on. Big up.
We can't say that it's a good movie when it has these fundamental flaws about it. And that's just it. Look, if you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it. Okay, I'm in that boat myself. This stuff that I enjoy, even though like the writing isn't there. People can poke all these holes about it, but it resonates with me on some level. I enjoyed it. That's not a big deal. It's fiction. Okay. However, if somebody is making legitimate points, we're not supposed to just sweep that to the side, or take it as, oh, well, you're like, no, these are legitimate points. I said this about, I was talking about the Batman. I saw it. I liked it. My brother saw it. He didn't care for it, but he made legitimate points. He made legitimate points where it wasn't just like, oh, this was stupid and that was stupid. He made legitimate points, and in that I was like, okay, I can see why you didn't like it. It didn't lessen my enjoyment of it, but I was able to understand why he did enjoy it. That's all you have to do. I think that's the most reasonable path to go when it comes to these things.
Well, thank you, Mr. Reasonable. I appreciate that. Thank you. Petey, you hear that? Please follow that format.
No. If we go to the basic scene where he's killed.
I'm talking about Petey. He's making reasonable points.
Yes.
What? Are you out of your mind?
He killed the gay. He had to kill the gay dude.
Picking on the movie all over.
I'm picking on the movie now. This is what it is. This is what we're doing here.
I'm saying I can't use Die Hard, but he can use Die Hard.
He's a cop. Die Hard.
It doesn't matter if he's a cop. He's the hero of the show. He's the TSA guy. He knows the airport. He knows what to do. You guys are stuck because he's not a cop. He has to be a cop to do it. No, there are many heroes who are not cops or CIA agents or Mission Impossible agents.
You know what? All right, let's do another comparison. You want to do was it Double Jeopardy with Ashley Judd, where she gets framed for the killing of her husband, and she clearly breaks the law because she's like, I've had it. She knows that her man is alive. She took the thing she took the crime, and the next thing you know, she learned all the skills she had to do the stuff she did. And every time they put it on there, and they pushed it, and it's just like the Fugitive. But when they get to the part where Tommy Lee is like, oh, he's alive. All this stuff she did, he's the one making the decisions. Tommy Lee is in the power, and he's like, all right. He catches her, he stops her. They have a clear moment, but he's like, all right, no. Then he puts them in the situation. You can't, but at the same time, you push the boundaries as much as you can, but you don't jump over them like every time. Make it believe. That's what what's that guy? The guy who wrote Die Hard. That's what you do. You try to make it. They build up to Bruce Willis shooting the person because he's in there. They're trying to kill him. And he said, when you have a gun, shoot somebody. And he's under the table and he's like, thanks, and he starts using the gun on the person. But he was trying to do his best to walk around that, so they build to it slowly. Everything they're doing, they're building to, right? So that's the thing we were looking for, building to the fact that that's when I'm going to the scene when they're in the back, the catacombs of the airport, and he's had to kill the guy because the guy still has the earphone. He doesn't say to take the ear thing out, so he can't tell, so he knows that he can't set him up again. Like, why did
he told him not to take it out? He told him not to take it out. He said to keep it in, or I'll do such and such.
No, I can't trust. I don't know what you're gonna say to him. You're gonna set me up, and he's walking around there now looking like, yeah, come on, let's go. And he's like, all right, kill this guy. So he got, the gay guy has to get killed. He doesn't tell the gay partner that. No, and that was one of the worst shots ever. When the shooter is running around, and you don't know where they're at, and somehow the guy in the back of the truck shoots him. You don't even know if he knows how to use the gun. He just shot it. He just picked him off with no problem. So, but that's something would be in the suspension of belief if you have a good movie. In a good movie, you can do a bunch of stuff, and then when you get to the fantastical stuff, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. They set up in the Karate Kid. We don't know how Mr. Miyagi puts the hand together, but you believed everything else. They made him into the person who could do a point fighting, not real fighting, but point fighting. We believe in the hand point at that point. This is what you do. You can break suspension of belief, but you don't do it in the beginning. You make people believe what we're watching, and then you break it down way later. Or if you're going to say, like Die Hard 4, this is just going to be action all over, bouncing all around. You set that up, and it's action all around. But he's still a cop. He's still been sent by the official. There's official sending and saying, why me? Why me? And he says in the movie, I'm the wrong guy in the wrong place at the wrong time. Flipping that whole thing of...
And that's it. The wrong guy at the wrong time. I'm with that. And you have other movies.
I'm going to...
No, he's not saying I'm the wrong guy. He's not saying I'm the wrong guy in the wrong place. He's saying my girlfriend must live. That's what he's doing.
That's why we stuck up step on the shot of her. Say this is what for one of a hot girl, I would kill a whole plane of people. I would kill my boss if I had to, but the other guy killed him. It wasn't my fault.
Yeah, this is straight out of Mulan. What do we want? A girl worth fighting for. Come on, that's all this
is that if you guys remember a movie like Phone Booth, where Colin Farrell has to do certain things or he's going to get shot, or someone else is going to get shot.
Because that was Colin Farrell was trapped in that
he wasn't a cop.
No, Colin Farrell was trapped in that phone booth. Why? Because of his actions and because of his selfish actions, because he didn't want to be revealed. Look at Bruce Willis in Die Hard. If we want to use
We're back to Die Hard. I want to use Die Hard, but I'm constantly being said, don't use Die Hard. So don't use Die Hard.
I'm talking about character motivation. What motivates Bruce Willis to do? Hold on. What motivates Bruce Willis to do what he does in the film? He wants to save the people. He doesn't have a personal stake in this. He wants to save those people. That's why.
Because his wife is one of them. Let's not
forget.
Then we get.
You go.
Go ahead. Sir.
No, I was only going to add the Reggie.
Tag team ain't working, bro. It's not working. We're breaking this up. It's over.
It's a tag team.
It's a tag team because it's like, yo,
Bruce,
back to the rope.
Bruce Willis says to Reggie Bell. John McClane says to Reggie Bell. He's saying to him, I don't think I'm going to make it. At the same time, he's also a hint. He's saying, I'm not going to be able to say something to my wife. I'm not going to be able to say goodbye to her. Meaning that he could die or she could die. Yes. He's not saying I'm going to once they find out that that's my wife, all bets are off. I'm giving the detonators. I'm giving myself up. Even at that point when he was he had an ace in the hole that they didn't know about. But the Reggie Bell scene, meaning that he doesn't know if he's making it out, and he definitely doesn't know if his wife's making it out. And it turned into he was so beat up, it looked like he was the one that was more in danger than any of the hostages.
All right, look, we're gonna wrap this up, okay? Clearly, first of all, people are not playing on an even playing field.
And at no point does he say, "Hey, let me get out of here. My wife's not that hot."
Well, she's not pregnant. She's making all the loot, right?
She's not pregnant. I got a life insurance policy,
So getting back to the thing again. So listen, clearly this is a little heated conversation here between people who are more...
Don't do it. That's how you extend this stuff. Just X this out, be fair, and we'll be just fine.
Well, you're not being fair. That's the problem. So I gotta frame the question. Let me frame the question.
No, you don't have to frame the question.
We gotta frame the question, so that people can comment about this whole thing. If you like what you heard about Carry On and you want to support it.
No, if you have your own thoughts, if you watch Carry On and you want to comment. That's it. If you already watched it, comment to it. If you haven't already watched it, it's been out there on #1 for us, so you've already decided that I'm not doing it. So then there's that. But anyone who's watched it and wants to comment and say they disagree or agree, say that. But the people, it's been out there too long.
It's only 3 weeks, man. It's not too long. So people have busy lives. So look, if you have, please comment, subscribe, Spinnerack.
We're out.
We are out of here.